everybody? I'm Leo Reyes Rayon,
I'm Josh Glazer.
and today we're talking about the runner-up NFC North champions, number two. Do we support? We support trophies for everybody, participation trophies on this podcast, because they definitely would get one.
What the hell do you think my answer to that is?
Anyway, we have them, man.
Hell no.
Man. Anyway, man, wow. So they unexpectedly beat Josh's New Orleans Saints for.
Okay, I'm leaving the pod if we're gonna start doing that. I just got over that.
Anyway, man, I mean, it
Lost to
was
Captain
very,
Kirk.
very unexpected, man. I mean, shit. Anyway, wow. You like that? You like that? But yeah, man. So they lost Diggs. They have a hell of a lot of picks now. I mean, man, like, dude, I think they got over with that. I mean, I know he's a great player. They get a good receiver,
Oh
but
yeah,
damn.
I think it was a great trade as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, man, like, how do you see them improving on offense? Let's start off with that.
Man, they got 5 picks: 22, 25, 58, 89, and 105.
Mm-hmm.
And it is going to be really, really important that they target that receiver position early.
Yeah.
That receiver position is going to really lead to whether or not they can reproduce 10-6 or they're going to fall off.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk is only going to give you so much. He doesn't play well against great teams, except for the Saints, obviously. But he just has moments where he just doesn't look like he belongs there. But you can step in and kind of fix some of that by adding in players. Like for example, at 22 or 25, they could go guys like T. Higgins or Jordan Jefferson, or if they wait to around 58, they could go Michael Pittman or Van Jefferson. All these three of those guys are two SEC, one ACC, and one Pac-12. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll be. There's plenty of receivers out there, so don't freak out, Vikings fans, that you lost Stephon Diggs. He's a hell of a guy and whatever, fun player, blah blah blah. But you got to get Thielen some help out there.
Mm-hmm.
The other situation that's kind of a mess is their guard position. They straight up cut one guard in Klein, and the other one is just really struggling. So I wouldn't be surprised. To say they go receiver at 22 or 25, whatever one they don't go receiver, I see them going up and getting Ruiz out of Michigan. I know we kind of have mocked him to pretty much every damn team, but he's the best interior offensive lineman available. So maybe he's someone that they jump in. They really need guys that can move laterally. So maybe they just think that Elfline from Ohio State, who they drafted a couple of years ago, can kind of right the ship and figure it out and hold it down. So they can just target one. But I kind of put there's two positions of guard that they kind of need to address.
Yeah.
There's a lot of holes on this team. I'll put it that way. And but it's at very specific. It's only at 4 positions.
Mm-hmm.
So they can kind of zone in on those 4.
Yeah. Yeah, so I agree, man. I felt like that for a minute though. Like I feel like they needed to work on their interior line, and for some kind of way, Dalvin Cook always finds a way to make shit happen, regardless of like how well or not well they block. I mean, he always ends up getting
It's a
his
zone
numbers.
scheme. He fits really well with the zone scheme, and I think that he's just a special player that they really have to worry about protecting and not wearing down.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so moving towards the defense, like we know they have some spectacular talent at edge with Daniil Hunter. You know what I mean? And but yeah, I mean, and then they have good safeties and stuff. But I mean, like, where some and linebackers also. But and shit, I mean, the whole defense is just good. So I mean, like, where are some places you see them improving on defense?
Yeah, they really struggled last year, giving up some big plays. So
Mm-hmm.
I see one. I mean, obviously they need to replace Everson Griffin, who was kind of a strange situation where he opted out he opted out of a contract because he got to a certain level of sacks, and then he couldn't reach an agreement despite the fact that they had kind of stood behind him when he was having some issues personally.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting situation. I don't. There's about three guys that I could see them targeting, and whether it's 22, 25, or 58. A guy AJ Epinesa. They could go Caleb on Chason if they wanted to maybe trade up. I don't think he gets to 22, but maybe. Or they go Itur Gross Matos, who's a little more raw. He's a little better as a scheme pressure guy and not really a one-on-one. Doesn't do have great success so far, but it may just be needs further development. That's the first position. The other position is they need multiple starting corners that can kind of contribute. That's one thing that Mike Zimmer's always done is he's rotated in multiple corners that are all young and cheap because he likes the idea of not paying. So this year they cut Xavier Rhodes and Mackenzie Alexander left as well.
Yeah, right.
So maybe they target a guy like Jalen Johnson out of Utah, who's a bigger guy, play outside, has that high potential. Then there's a Jeff Gladney who kind of fits what they do, what the other people, their other players are. So maybe they don't want that redundancy.
Mm-hmm.
Or they go a guy that's more polished, a guy that you like a lot, Bryce Hall from Virginia.
Yeah.
Maybe they go with him at 58. Who knows if he's still there at that point? But
Man, but how interesting would it be like if they end up taking Diggs's little brother, man? That'd be really crazy, bro.
yeah, it would be interesting. He's really raw though, man. I know a lot of people like him, but I just can't get out of my mind that what LSU did to him,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
Jamar Chase put on him that night. But he's got high potential, I think, because his ball skills are pretty damn good, coming because of the fact that he was recruited as a
yeah,
receiver.
yeah.
But
He's a big
they wait
body.
a little bit. They go maybe for a little or slot corner like Amik Robertson or Josiah Scott or Javaris Davis. All these guys I mentioned previously.
Hmm.
They're all highly competitive corners that are kind of real feisty. So I think that kind of mixes with what Mike Zimmer likes in his corners. You were saying something?
Oh yeah, well I forgot, but yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I agree, man. I think they need to address the corner position. They've had, I mean, as great of a player and athlete Xavier Rhodes is and was, like there were points at the time. There were points in the year where he kind of looked kind of shaky. So I think that they addressed that along with the offensive line and receiver. I mean, these are a lot. This is a team that, although they have a lot of great talent, they, they kind of, in my eyes, although they have so much talent to where like at key positions where it can kind of mask for like the insufficiencies that they have at others. So it's going to be interesting to see how they really solidify their team and move forward. So yeah, man. So what are you thinking for their wins and losses? I think me personally, I think I'm gonna say 9-7.
This is getting weird. We gotta stop thinking it like, yeah, I have 9-7. I think they're gonna fall back a little bit
Yeah,
just because the division is, I think, gonna improve slightly.
yeah,
And I don't trust Kirk Cousins to win consistently. And now they don't have quite as many playmakers,
yeah.
and
So yeah.
unless they haven't really proven to draft receivers very well with their pick of Treadwell a couple years ago.
Well, I mean, honestly, I'll go out on a limb and say that I don't blame them for doing that because at that point, I mean, I thought Treadwell was going to be good. I got mad at the Texans for taking Will Fuller over Treadwell. You know what I mean? So like I don't know if that's because what we
You were
won. Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah.
Thank God Bill O'Brien saved you.
Was that did Bill O'Brien draft him?
I don't
Shit.
know.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
know.
screwing with you at this
I know.
point. I know you love him so much. All right.
Fuck
But
Bill
yeah, I have
O'Brien.
9-7 too. I think that's where they kind of sit. Maybe they repeat 10-6, but I
Who
don't think
knows, man?
they could get to the playoffs and sneak up and beat one team. It's always possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kirk Cousins, so you're not going to suck, but you're not going to be great. So they got 5 picks though. Going to be a very entertaining draft for Minnesota fans. And good luck to y'all, and we'll see y'all next year. And can't wait to see if beat up the Vikings.
Right. All right, y'all. I'm Leo Reyes Rayon,
Josh Glazer,
and we're out. We're on to who's
the
next?
Bears.
The Bears. Right. All right, y'all.
The
Peace.
Bears.